The Fairy Tale with the Pants by Sebastian Weesjes. Once upon a time, there was a forest with fairy tales where everything went wrong. As you all know, you have good people like Sleepy Beauty and her prince. But there were also people like the witch, the wolf, and the angry stepmother. They weren't as sweet as Sleepy Beauty and her prince. One time, these three were together in the castle during a tea party. They complained and complained. The wolf was complaining that he didn't see a goat or Red Riding Hood for years. The stepmother hated that there were no apples this time of year. They went on for a while, and in the meantime, they zipped their teas. Why do all our adventures end with, and they live happily ever after? I don't notice anything of it, the wolf said.
I'm not happy, and if we don't get central heating in this castle, I won't live long either. We should do something about this, replied the witch.
What are these three up to? In the meanwhile, in another room of the castle, Sleepy Beauty and her prince were getting down and dirty! But, unfortunately, the witch, wolf, and the stepmother were hearing everything that they were saying. Darling, I have to go to defeat the giant, the prince said to his beauty. Okay, I will wait for you here, and in the meanwhile I will finish the pants I was making for you, Sleepy Beauty said. They said goodbye to each other, and the prince left, and Sleepy Beauty was all alone. The three heard every word they were saying. The stepmother started looking for apples to poison Sleepy Beauty, but she couldn't find any apples.
No, the witch said. Think for a second. She is going to make the pants for him. So, all we do is poison the needle.
But that didn't work last time, did it? The wolf said.
No, but this time I'm going to do it different, the witch said. The prince can't kiss her away. Only Hansel can kiss her away.
Which Hansel? The wolf said.
Hansel from Gretel, of course. And guess, those two have been trapped in my house for ages now.
The witch said. And all three laughed evil. The witch went to Sleepy Beauty's room to put the poison on the needle. Sleepy Beauty did not notice the witch and started sewing. But, luckily, she didn't hurt herself. But all of a sudden, the wolf jumps into the room and scares her, and Sleepy Beauty falls asleep. The three leave the castle with a good feeling. But, who is that coming into the castle? It is Tom Thumb! He comes into the castle and sees the three running out. Then, he goes to Sleepy Beauty's room and sees her sleeping there. He grabs the pants and says, "It was probably us for you, but I ain't asleep. I must find the person who fits these pants." Tom Thumb went into the forest to look for the person who fits the pants. Tom Thumb is in the forest for a long time. He is still looking for the person who fits the pants. Unluckily, he still didn't find anyone who fits the pants. Suddenly, he hears something. He hears a beautiful voice singing. He has to see that. A beautiful girl with black hair and a snow-white dress is standing in the middle of the forest singing. It is Snow White! Tom Thumb falls in love right away. He also can see the 7 dwarfs. They are about to go to work and lining up to say goodbye to Snow White. Tom Thumb goes standing in the back of the line. When Snow White is about to kiss Tom Thumb, she realizes that it is not a dwarf, and she asks what he is doing there. He tells the story about the three who got Sleepy Beauty to sleep, and about the pants, and that he is looking for the person who fits the pants. He asks Snow White if maybe she knows who the pants are for, and Snow White thinks it's the prince. So, now they are both looking for him, but they were not alone. The three heard Tom Thumb, and Snow White, and are worried that they will succeed to find the prince. So, the stepmother suggests that they should poison Snow White as well. But there aren't any apples. The wolf comes with an idea. Well, I just bought a Big Mac at McDonald's. Maybe it works with that.
Yes, Mr. Wolf, stepmother says. The people these days don't want to have an apple. They want fat and unhealthy.
The stepmother grabs the Big Mac, puts the poison in between, and starts to disguise herself so Snow White won't recognize her. Tom Thumb, and Snow White want to eat something before leaving. Then, the stepmother comes and says,
Well, I heard you guys were hungry. I just went to McDonald's and I took the XL value meal, and I really can't eat this Big Mac.
Snow White takes the Big Mac and takes a bite of it and falls asleep right away.